Hello there, Cancers. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of May 13th through the 19th. I have already cleared the deck for your spread. I'm just putting the final shuffle on it right now. While I'm doing that, let me just remind you that this is a general reading, so not everything I see here will apply to every single Cancer. For more information, you always want to check your rising sign and your moon sign as well. Otherwise, if you would like to have a private reading, I do offer live readings either in 30, 45-minute, or 60-minute increments. And I also offer 1 or 2 question pre-recorded readings. You can find out about all of that on my website. Contact information is there as well. My website is www.amista.info. INFO. Once you've gone there and figured out what you want, you contact me. Then it doesn't take any time at all before I can get you taken care of. But for right now, let's go ahead and put down your cards for the week, Cancers. Let's see what you've got coming up. Okie dokie, Cancer. Here's what we have. You're listening for your sister, Tammy Coco. Ali, hello, hello. Sun and Moon. Wow. Double Cancer in the room. Let's see what comes up here. All right, Cancers, first thing I'm looking at has to do with your environment. Environment can be any place where you have energy or effort invested. Usually it does show up as home, but I have seen it come up as work or school, etc. before. Okay, so what we've got going on here is that your environment is one in which you feel very abundant. You feel like it's set up just exactly the way that you would like to have it set up. It's ideal, it's functional, it's beautiful, it's working well for you. So whether that's home, whether that's your office, whatever that is, you have an environment that is just absolutely what it needs to be. The next thing that I have popping up here talks to me about your subconscious leanings, Cancers. Looks to me like there's some kind of situation where you're really feeling a push from competition. Excuse me? Excuse me, can't edit those out of a live either. Anyway, let's see. Subconscious leanings has to do with someplace where you're kind of feeling squeezed by competition. Now, this could be in your personal life. This could be like sibling rivalry. This could be in your professional life. This could be playing out anywhere. But your subconscious is working on, how can I come out the best? How can I come out the one on top? Thank you on the bless you, Tammy. I appreciate that. Next, what we're looking at talks to me about 2 things, your learning style and also your communication style. So, learning style. Cancers. Um, the vision is hilarious, although the meaning is not so funny. But I basically am looking at this card, and it's a 10 of coins in reverse that I'm looking at to try and see what your learning style is. And generally, the meanings of the cards have no bearing, so keep that in mind. But as I show you the card, but I want to show you what I was seeing as I was looking at the card. So see how we have like this little circle of coins here? I was just seeing them all rolling down off the card. So I was looking at your learning style for that. So what that's telling me is that Cancers, you're actually learning a significant lesson this week, and it's going to be taught to you by the idea of some finances or some material goods being lost. This is what's actually going to bring this lesson home to you so that you pay attention to it. So if you have a situation, Cancers, where you already know before you're even seeing this reading that maybe your finances are in a risky place. Maybe you're loaning them somewhere where you kind of already know I might not be in the best, you know, using my own best advice to do that. You may want to reconsider anything financial that could go south on you before it actually happens, and see if you can be proactive about letting that learning style not be the theme for your week. Hello there, Cheryl. Candace Roberson. Hello. Hey, Ricky. Glad to see ya. Cancer Moon for you. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so that was learning style. Let's look at communication style for Cancers. I think that you're going to be starting the week really not communicating very much unless you absolutely need to, especially with a particular someone in your life, Cancers. And you're going to start to loosen up as the week goes forward to where you are communicating in a more open way towards the end of the week. But at the beginning of the week, I feel like you're going to be just kind of like, You want to talk about what? That type of thing. Okay. All right. So that will be loosening up by the end of the week. But Cancer, that's what I've got for you. Let's see. Next thing that we're looking at talks to me about work. And so for me, work is that way that you make a living, but it's also those things that you do to improve your own inner character. The communication thing is true. Let's see. So as far as work, it looks like things are pretty well balanced in your work life. It looks like, you're being compensated in a way that pays for the things that you want to pay for with your work, that type of thing. Work feels balanced. It feels like it's a routine. It's going forward. Things are happening. There are probably some extra or new things going on, but you're balancing them out very well. So I like seeing that. As far as inner work has to do with finding your own personal balance. So Cancers, this week, you may be trying to juggle between, time to spend on work, time to spend on family, time to spend on social life, time to spend on me. All of the stuff you're trying to get balanced out. That's what I feel like the theme of the week is just trying to find a nice happy balance where you can accomplish everything that you want to accomplish and still be happy and replenished yourself. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about for your sister too. Wow. You guys are so cool. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so the next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about that part of you that's being grown or expanded during this week. Cancers, this is kind of shaping into something. I'm starting to see a little bit of a picture here. I can't say it's full clarity yet, but it is coming into focus. So where you're being grown or expanded this week as far as your personality, you're at a point where you are ready to just cut somebody out of your life. Just done, done, done. Or you may be ready to keep them in your life, but things are definitely going to be changing. Some of the things that you were doing for them, you're not going to be doing so much anymore. You may not, there may be somebody that you are absolutely not talking to. And it may have to do with this lesson that circles around money, and it may have to do with this competition thing that's going on in your subconscious. And you're just thinking, you know what, I can keep my balance better if I just leave you like straight on out. Let's push you out of the picture so that I can get my balance. Spirit knows what's up, man. That's the thing. All right, so the next thing that comes up, what I'm looking at, talks to me about those things that you stand for during the week, Cancer. And so what we've got coming up for you, you're getting your self-esteem back up. You're getting your self-worth back up. You are figuring out, hey, I know what I'm bringing to the table. I know what I'm worth. And you're starting to realize that other people are going to have to step up their game if they want to be in the same league with you. Whether that's romantic, whether that's colleagues, as far as work, whatever that is, you're starting to realize that you've been dealing with a lot of stuff that you shouldn't have been dealing with by any means. And you're starting to say, no more of that. And as you're starting to say no more of that, guess what? You've got some backlash going on. Some of those people that are used to walking all over you like a doormat, they were comfortable with that. You weren't, but they were. And so now that the doormat's getting up and walking away, they're like, hey, whoa, come back. What? You used to always let me treat you this way. What's going on now? So you're having to defend your own self-worth from these people. Okay? Now, the other thing that comes up is how other people perceive you. So this is somebody from the outside looking in. Usually it's the person that you had to stand up to. And so they're seeing you as using good judgment. How do you like that? They may not be happy with the fact that you're not letting them walk all over them anymore, walk all over you anymore, but they are seeing that you're using good judgment. There's a little bit of respect factor coming in. Not saying they're going to act very respectful, but they're going to be thinking, I better step up to the plate at least a little bit here. All right. Next thing that we have coming up, I bet he's a beep beep. I hear you. All right, so the next thing we're looking at is the pivotal energy for the week. This is the place where everything kind of swings around and goes in a different direction because of this energy. And so what we have coming up for you, Cancers, is telling me that there's some kind of cycle that you're ending here. This is interesting because I would have figured that this was all about a person and maybe you were like walking away from that person. But the way this comes up, this isn't a breakup card. It isn't a total devastation card. It's just the ending of a cycle. So I think whatever is going on, whatever it is that you're ending it in a very calm way. It may be that you had signed a lease and you had a roommate that was, driving you crazy, sucking up all your money, things weren't balanced, and now that lease is over and so you can walk away from that. Whatever's going on, it's happening in a very calm way. All right, as you're ending that cycle. And what happens as we end one cycle is we begin a new cycle as well. So there's a simultaneous ending and beginning that's coming in here for you. Now, as you have that beginning and ending of a cycle, I do have a card that comes up that talks about separation. And this is separation from another person. This could be maybe you're going on vacation, and so you're going to be separate from this person for a while. It's a temporary thing. The way this card shows up, to me, this has always been a temporary separation. The two people are going to come back together. So I don't feel like you're coming back together in this week, but pretty soon. It's not a long separation type of thing. But I do see that as you are finishing up whatever your cycle is that you're finishing in a calm way here, there is some separation involved between you and another person. And I think that in some ways, you're not really ready for that because I have a card saying that you're not necessarily ready for that. Maybe you weren't thinking that you were totally ready for this cycle to end that has ended and that has sort of kicked off this new energy, these new things coming in. But as the separation happens, I think you really get a chance to think things over more thoroughly and really figure out where you are and what you want. And the other thing that happens during this separation, la, 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 right, Ricky? The other thing that happens during the separation is you become more independent. You become more self-sufficient. So you're using your own talents, your own abilities, your own creativity. You may be starting your own business. You may be expanding a business. You may just be taking business seriously where maybe you didn't feel like you had the time to before because you were so busy helping other people. But I see you coming into a place where you're much more self-sufficient than what you have been by the time we get to the end of the week, Cancer. So that's what I've got for you. Let's see here. I don't see any questions here in the chat, so I guess that this is the end of this reading. Normally after the weeklies, I'll answer up to one question if somebody has put a question in there by the time I get through the spread. But since I'm not seeing one, I'm going to take off. But I do want to thank you all for being here and for supporting me, for the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the comments, and the new thing, the super chats. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody have a fantastic week. Peace out.